All right, good evening. We are here for the Highgate Selectboard regular meeting for January 16, 2025. It's been a day. First order of business, pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you for coming. First thing, we got public comment, and I see Sue's in the audience, and it looks like she's got something tonight.
Yes, I had a couple people go to me about the ballots. If they want to come in and vote, can they come in and vote ahead of time in this office here? I was approached by a couple people.
Yes.
Yes, okay, that's all I need is just a couple people asked me, and I told them they know I go to selectboard meetings.
But I won't have ballots until, I can't even order them until after that deadline of January 27th, when people have to get their
Okay,
petitions.
so like the end of January, first part of
It'll probably be the first part of February before I even have them.
Okay,
Yep.
I will let them know because they asked me. and I
I'll
said-
post when I have them,
Okay, but they don't look at the computer that often, and that's the problem. Okay,
Gotcha.
that's all I need.
Okay.
I'm giving you a break.
Awesome, thank you. So I'm gonna put a little preamble out there tonight to make this not a super long meeting because there's a lot of busy work we have to do here with finalizing the words on the ballot. For any discussion on the ballot items, we've got that saved for a special meeting on 27th February. That's the one that's 4 or 5 days before the vote, where we can hash things out. Tonight we're pretty much here just do the normal business of the select board and get through this ballot. So if you do want to make comments, we'll welcome them, but I'm gonna limit you to maybe probably 2 minutes so we can move on if anybody wants to
What
throw
time
something
is
in.
that? Is that at 6 at the school?
The informational meeting on the 27th, I don't know yet.
It is at 6.
6?
Six
Okay.
at the school.
Yeah, we did, at the school?
Yeah, it's at the school
Yeah.
library. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've already mentioned it to some people already, I just want to make sure I get my words correct.
Actually, question, school or the gym? Or
Oh,
the
we
library or the
decided
gym?
on the gym, didn't we? The gym?
The gym, just in case we have a
Okay,
town meeting size crowd.
We will.
Okay,
I will get the word out.
awesome. All right, good deal. All right, so I guess what we'll do is we'll start going through the, let me make sure we're going through order.
The articles that Wendy just revised are on the table, and they should have the yellow section.
Yep,
So there should be a total of 12 articles.
Article 5.
yep.
Correct.
Okay, and then I have one highlighted because I still didn't know where you were going with that one, so.
Okay, that'll create a little discussion.
Yep.
So does everybody here have a copy of this and to follow along? Do we have copies for the,
I can make copies.
well, we got Kyle's copies, right? We can have these.
Well, yeah, I have one, but I
One.
don't have others,
Okay.
so other copiers files.
Does everybody want a copy? Okay. I'll go through the beginning stuff isn't really there's not been a discussion, I'll just read it, and maybe we can go down the table there. I'll read Article 1, and we can each read one until we get to Article 5, and we'll discuss. Article number 1 is going to be to elect the following town officers: 1 cemetery commissioner for a term of 5 years, 1 library trustee for a term of 5 years, 1 moderator for the ensuing year, 1 select board member for a term of 1 year remaining on a 3-year term, 1 select board member for a term of 2 years, 1 select board member for a term of 2 years, and 1 select board member for a term of 3 years, and finally 1 treasurer for a term of 3 years.
Article number 2, shall the voters of the town of Highgate set the final date of payment for fiscal year 2025-2026, property taxes to be Thursday, October 30th, 2025, with payments to be received in the town office by 4 p.m.
Article number 3, shall the voters of the town of Highgate advise the select board to allow legal use of ATVs, all-terrain vehicles, on all town roads. ATVs must be registered, insured, and a valid VASA Vermont all-terrain vehicle. Sportsman Association registration stickers affixed as well as where approved helmet ballots and seat belts.
Article number 4, shall the voters of the town of Highgate request the select board to hold the town meeting day informational meeting within the 30 days preceding town meeting day as is allowed per statute 17 VSA 2680.
So going back to that one there, I guess there's been some discussion that, because right now we've got it, what, 5 days prior is the way
Yes.
it's, what we agreed upon
It was
last
what
year.
you voted on
Yep.
at the 11th hour of that meeting last year when we were all exhausted and glazed over.
Yeah,
And the motion was to have it within the 5 days preceding town meeting, which we are doing this year, but it's tight, the time frame is tight. Now, I don't feel it gives people enough time that are voting ahead of time, absentee. They don't have an opportunity to hear the information either at a meeting, in the minutes, watch the movie. So we could have more than one info session, but that 5 days is tight. By statute, we are allowed 30 days. So,
okay. I think it's some good arguments for the 30 days. Just to make sure people do get all the information, especially if you're doing early voting, because you're not gonna have it.
correct.
Okay. So Article 5 is, oh, actually, we'll go back to Article 8, ATVs. Anybody here for the ATV stuff? Yes, sir.
Yeah, just here to see if you had any questions on what we came up with.
More for the informational meeting on the 27th, I think.
We're hoping to be there.
Yep, yeah, if you guys, yeah, definitely be there, because I'm sure the rest of the crowd's gonna have some questions.
Yes, that was a petitioned
Yeah.
article. They got their signatures in, hang on. 163 signatures were handed in on January 13th. So the deadline was today, the 16th at 4 o'clock. And they did get them in, they've been verified. So they did meet the criteria and it was added here. They presented the article, we did run it by the town attorney, and he added the word advise the select board to allow, because the select board is the only ones that can actually change an ordinance. So the vote, if it's affirmative, would be advising you to make changes to the town ordinance.
Okay.
And if this passes and you want any information on how other towns have done it, I have copies of all the surrounding towns' ordinances. I'd be willing to work with.
Okay, 125 signatures was what you needed, right?
Right,
You got 163?
right.
Are you trying to show off?
A little bit. We're hoping for more.
Overachievers?
Yeah.
All right, good job, good job. All right, so anything else on the ATV stuff? Okay, put it to a town vote then.
Yep.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Article number 5, as a non-binding advisory opinion, shall the voters of the town of Highgate purchase the property located at 5 Gore Road, formerly known as Pause for Thought, owned by Robert and Cheryl Wilkins for the future home of the Highgate Library and Community Center. We just had a discussion right here real quick. I think everybody gets it, but I don't want people to be hung up on 1 or 2 words. You know, for the future home of Highgate, it could be for the possible home of library, one option for library. So, going down the table, what do you guys think? You want to put would that be an adverb or an adverb in there?
I'd like the word
Change it.
option. I think.
Option,
I like that one better than the original one. It said, as an option for the future home of Highgate.
as an option for the future home? Okay.
That's just me, but
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Sounds good.
As an option for,
Yeah,
the future home, yeah.
option for the future home of the Highgate Library and Community Center.
Should you have the price in there?
I don't want to put that out there because it could be in negotiations, contractual type stuff.
Isn't,
I need
I
to
just
talk.
feel like every time that they're, like, when I understand what you're saying, but I feel like any other time that something like that is on a.
So I think it's different because we're not going to purchase based on this. This is just, are we going to proceed forward with it? If we were actually to purchase the building, yeah, I'd throw a price in there.
Because negotiations might have been
Right.
already complete, or you'd have an agreed upon price, there
Right.
isn't one right now.
Thanks, so this is non-binding. Are we going to move forward with looking into the option of purchase versus the actual, if this is actual purchase. Yeah, just like we did with Mill Hill, we want to purchase it with the pricing that was on there, so
Right.
this is a little different than that. I hear what you're saying though. At the informational meeting, the price might come out. I gotta talk to Cheryl if she wants to put the price on there or not in public.
Yeah, I feel like it would be helpful for people to make a
I think it would
decision.
too, because we're gonna have to explain the finances behind the scenario to purchase it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have, some math will have to be done at the informational
I just
meeting.
think it's a hard ask if people don't know.
I agree, that they might
Yeah.
think, is it $500,000, is it? Yeah,
Right,
no, I agree.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that it would be an easy way for rumors to get started.
Well, that's where all of you are gonna quell the rumors, put out the facts. There you go. Okay.
Because in the negotiation, you're also throwing out the idea of possibly doing a 2-year buy instead of giving all their money up front, they would do a couple of years. That's in the negotiation.
That's part of what's going on right now. So the said price that we start out with isn't necessarily the said price, because it might be spread out over 2 years.
I mean, it would still be the set price, it would just
Yeah,
be.
it'd be, yeah. But for upfront, for the budget year, it would be a lot less if you divide it by 2. For this coming year, if we purchase it, and then next year, we'd ask for the other half. Any further discussions on Article 5?
Article 6, shall the voters of the town of Highgate vote to raise, appropriate, and expend a sum of $7,423 to support of the VNA and Hospice of Southwest Region to provide services to the residents of the town.
That was also petitioned. They handed in their signatures on the 14th of January, and there are 128.
Okay. What does the VNA stand for again?
Visiting Nurse
Association, okay. And these are the people that provide, okay, for hospice for,
Formerly Franklin County Home Health.
okay. Article 7, Richard.
Shall the voters of the town of Highgate relocate $30,000 within the capital improvement plan from the indoor turf field house line item and move it to the 72-inch zero-turn mower line item?
Article 8,
Oh, there's
Yep.
here's one question. Richard, you said relocate, it's reallocate, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's spelled right, you just pronounce it as
yeah.
It does say reallocate.
it does.
Yeah.
But in a sense, it will be relocated too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Good catch.
Right.
Article 8, shall the voters of the town of Highgate appropriate $590,000 to meet the expenses and liabilities of the capital improvement plan with an estimated $590,000 to be raised by taxes.
Article number 9. Shall the voters of the town of Highgate appropriate $1,153,171 to meet the expenses and liabilities of the highway fund with an estimated $982,171 to be raised by taxes.
Article number 10, shall the voters of the town of Highgate appropriate $1,600,822 to meet the expenses and liabilities in the general fund with an estimated $710,352 to be raised by taxes.
Article 11, as a non-binding advisory opinion, shall the voters of the town of Highgate contract with Care Ambulance Service for all the ambulance service in the amount of $269,262.97 with such services beginning on July 1st, 2025 for a term of 3 years.
Article number 12, as a non-binding advisory opinion, shall the voters of the town of Highgate contract with Missisquoi Valley Rescue for all ambulance services in the amount of $268,936.11, with such services beginning on July 1st, 2025, for a term of 3 years.
And those are the updated numbers, correct?
Those are the numbers they bid, and after quite a bit of discussion, they both Amcare and MBR said they bid the numbers they bid, even though we were questioning the per capita numbers were different. They're providing those services at that number.
Okay.
They both state it's not based on purely per capita numbers.
Okay.
So the numbers on this copy are correct.
I have a question on that.
Yes, sir.
So that $260-something thousand, that per year or for the 3 years combined?
That's for all three.
3
All
years.
three?
3 years.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, all 3 years.
It's roughly $89,645 per year. 89.
They had it broken down per year,
That was
different rates.
Yeah, it averages out to that, in that contract, it steps up a couple grand each
They had some
year.
COLAs
to add
in
up,
there,
Yeah,
yeah.
COLA stuff.
Yeah.
So the difference between the two, I just calculated, is $326, which is incredible that they didn't see each other's bids somehow. We came out that close.
300 and something.
Yeah.
And neither bid includes the dispatch services, we wanted to keep that totally separate.
Wendy, did you want to discuss logistics of the ballots now or wait?
That's up to them.
What was,
So, last time we went through this in 2022, we were on the ballot then because of COVID. We had a separate ballot for the ambulance question.
Oh, yeah.
We discussed last meeting, are we gonna keep it all on one ballot, or should we separate them? I talked to Ed a little bit today, seeing if there was any way we could make it clear, putting it all together. The reason we separated it last time is because we had in big letters at the top, please read both questions carefully prior to marking your ballot, because what we don't want is somebody to go through and vote before they read question 2, or vice versa. Read them both, make your choice. And that was the easiest way to make that clear, present all the information. We looked at ways, it has to be a yes/no question because it's a public question, so we're gonna do it the same way we did last time. Each question will have a yes and a no, most yeses will prevail.
If you vote yes on both of them, does that spoil the ballot?
No. If you voted yes and no on one, it would spoil that particular. So last time that's how we did it. I talked to Ed, it's probably more today than I have in 14 years, trying to make sure we did this right, we presented clear information. He agrees that a separate ballot would be best. I know that's not the most economic or environmentally friendly choice. That would give us 3 ballots, a school ballot, 2 town ballots, one with everything, and then the ambulance is separate. Everything would still go through the tabulator. Push the button at the end.
So what you just said about 2 yeses would spoil it?
No, that's not what I said. It wouldn't.
If like on this question, if you check yes and no.
If
If you voted yes and no for the same firm, that would spoil that one.
Yeah.
But if you voted yes for both of them?
That's not what we want. It should be clear to people. We also can't put on the ballot, vote yes for only one. You know what I mean? They can vote no to both.
But you can say both for only one.
Yeah.
So we're trying to make it clear. And the way we did it last time worked. I just don't know if there's anything we can add to the process or add to the ballot to make it clear what we're asking.
If you had a ballot that was split in the middle, one on one side, one on the other, then they see them both to compare from.
They'll both be on the ballot. They were just one under the other.
That's what I'm saying, but if they were side by side, they'd see them both.
I don't know if the
Yeah.
tabulator can
Yeah.
read them side by side. I'd have to ask the
They're not looking at the machine.
yeah, I'm not sure.
But it has, what you're saying is it has to be a yes, no though. You can't have the question read, these are the two
We can't say
numerical values.
Amcare,
Yes,
MCR,
that's
we
what
can't
I
have a
think that's what
circle
you're saying.
affirm, it has to
You
be statute.
Makes it a little more confusing, but, Ben, what are your thoughts on putting them, the ambulance stuff on a separate piece of paper?
I'm for that.
Yeah, Richard? Yeah, I think it's unanimous up here.
Okay.
We'll be green and we'll recycle it.
Yes, we will. We will, after I hang on to them for 22 months.
Yes.
Need a loose scope?
Okay, so that's helpful. Are we inviting both firms to the info session?
That's the plan, I like to.
Okay. That was it for me as far as the logistics of the ballot.
Okay. Any more questions on the ballot and the articles?
Is the police protection a yearly ballot, or is that,
2 years.
how many?
We don't vote on police protection.
Pardon?
We don't vote on police protection.
That's
We
it.
do with
Well,
the
that's
budget,
3 years.
but they choose the term,
Okay.
as they probably could with this, but, you know.
How long do you have with the sheriff?
3
3 years.
years.
Seems to be doing a good job, from what I've seen.
Yeah, we actually got a complaint today and he's gonna vector some of his troops that way to take care of that problem, some speeding problem. Don't wanna say where.
No speed around here.
Exactly. There's no speeders around here. But if you're speeding, watch out. They're gonna change the routine up here real quick.
I really want to be here for the library steering committee piece, but I have to
Yeah.
run and pick a kid up from
Oh, okay.
the review. Would it be a problem to bump that to the bottom, like to go through the rest of your ABCD?
Where was that on here? I saw it.
It was
third.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can bump that up.
Bump it up or do it right off?
She wants to move it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, do
Well,
it.
either do it now or do
Yeah, we
it
can.
at the end.
Yeah,
Well,
we could bump that up from C to B. We
Okay,
we have the power and the capability to do that here.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
We gotta vote on
Okay.
this first.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the town meeting warning with the changes suggested.
Second.
All those say aye. Good deal. Easy peasy. That was the hard part today. So I guess next up, library steering committee appointments. So, let me, hold on a minute. So we did get, we asked for letters of interest for this, and we got one from Chris Young. And we also have, I think we've got 4 appointees that have volunteered for the appointed positions, and we've got one for the at-large. So I think Chris is, maybe this year, he signed up, yeah, for one of the appointed positions, so that leaves the at-large still open to be determined. I read his letter. He's got a pretty good experience. I think would be helpful to that board, especially with the construction background. I've never met the guy, but I did ask 2 other people in the town, and they say he's a good guy.
Who was that town meeting moderator, or town meeting officer speaking?
Oh, that was it?
So who did you
Okay.
get from the boards?
We got Mr. Flynn here, from here for library trustees. We got Amy Rainville.
Okay,
Village Core is going to be Chris Shepard,
Or Rebecca.
or I'm sorry, here we go, or Rebecca. And Planning Commission,
they appointed Jack Pelkey Tuesday night.
Correct.
Pelkey, okay. So that would be 3 of the 4 appointees, and we still have the at-large.
Okay.
Rebecca, did you put in a letter or anything, or
I have not.
You have not.
I wanted to be here.
what's that?
No, I wanted to be here tonight.
Okay. You have interest in being on
Yes.
that board? Okay.
Yes.
I heard it was a 4-4 vote.
It was something.
I heard Chris wasn't there.
Yeah, I think Chris was the only one. It was 4-4, he was the only one who was there, yeah.
Okay.
Tight, 4-4.
I heard if he was there, he was gonna vote for himself.
One would assume.
Okay. So that would've made it a 5-4 vote if he was there?
Right, well, I guess that we had some discussion, we didn't know if the chair could vote or not, but it's just a committee and I don't think that anybody wanted to really go to council for that.
Okay.
There was no need to go to council, you have an informal setup, so, you know, that's what we ultimately went with, and that's what I went with. There's no formal rules you're breaking or miss or abusing.
All right, so select board, I guess, has to make the choice between Rebecca and Chris. So we can go down the table here, or we can take a vote. You can make your pitch.
Sure, I can make my pitch. I've been part of the village board committee since Mr. Roddy passed away, so I guess I'm not sure on the exact year that 2017, 2018 is when I started on that, and I think that we have done a tremendous amount of work
Yeah.
on that. I think that it is good to bring some people onto this new steering committee that have some of that history. I realize that I don't have as much history as some of the other folks that have been on that board, but I do think that it is important to bring that forward. And I've also been involved with the library trustees for a little bit longer than I've been involved with the village board, and have chaired that board for the last several years. So I think to be able to bring some of that library historical knowledge and from the village core side to that steering committee would also be a good thing. One of the questions that had come up at our meeting was if I don't know exactly how it was worded, but kind of if I would be on that board just kind of full steam ahead for the library at all costs. And I do not have that as my plan. That I really believe that we need to look at either, you know, the library setup or all of that Meiji property setup as what is best for the community and what the community wants. And I think that I have a history of that with, you know, all of the charrettes and the public meetings that we have held. I don't think that I have just moved ahead on my own plan for this.
Okay, so are you still on the, you're still gonna be a trustee on the library?
Yes.
Are you on anything else
In town?
in town? Yeah, any other boards?
No.
Okay. Okay. That's a good pitch.
Could you read Chris's?
Yeah, let's see if is it in the package here?
It is.
All right, step back. I read it today.
I can read it if you want.
Yeah, if you want to read it, please.
Chris Shepherd. I would like to submit my interest in filling the core position for the Library Steering Committee. I have over 20 years of construction experience. I've also served on multiple boards. I started on the Highgate School Board, moved into the Transition Board during Act 46 merge. After the merge, I served on the MVSD Board. Since then, I've served on the Village Core Board for two plus years. I started my construction business over 10 years ago. I'm a general contractor, period. Before that, I worked at installing commercial garage doors. Between the two, it's given me a lot of experience at multiple levels of the construction process. Thank you for your consideration. Chris Shepherd.
Okay.
Can I add something?
Yes, ma'am.
Regardless of who you choose, I just want people to know that there are positions on other boards. We have an open seat on the planning commission. They have been a board of 4 for about a year. There's a 5th seat. We have a DRB member that is not seeking reappointment this year. And there's an open seat on this select board that no one seems to be running for town meeting. So there are other seats if people want to stay involved.
We highly encourage to get involved. It's fun. And it's a pain in the butt at the same time. But you feel like you're making a difference.
Yeah.
Okay. We gotta make a decision.
Hey, I'm gonna pull the request for a letter of interest that we did not get from Rebecca. Was that a requirement? I wasn't at the meeting, so.
I mean, we requested it, I did not call it a requirement. I
Okay.
asked people
So
to
that's what I
submit
wanted to
them
know, yeah.
by a certain deadline.
For the at-large position.
Correct.
Right, not for the
Okay.
village board position.
Right.
Okay, that's what I misinterpreted.
Oh, yes,
Okay, thank you.
for only that one.
And I was 16.
You're gonna abstain?
Yeah.
Abstain.
I-
Okay.
You know what I mean.
Recuse, he's gonna recuse.
Recuse. Okay.
There you go.
Recuse.
Because of,
Yeah.
he's the other, he's a position of.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. We all just took our ethics class to the municipal, for the municipal station. We're all very up on that right
What
now.
just happened?
Good call.
He's gonna recuse
He's
himself.
recusing himself because he's on the board and he's gonna vote for a member on the board that he's sitting on right now.
Oh,
Library trustee, or the library steering committee.
okay, gotcha.
So I guess I still have to give my answer now that I have the question. And Rebecca, it's not anything to do with you personally. I just feel that I would like to see Chris move forward on that due to his construction experience in various roles like that as well. But I would encourage you to apply for the meeting at large, or the number at large, so that you're still involved.
Ben, you're up.
I'm kind of leaning towards Chris with the construction experience. A little concerned about having two members of the village core, maybe waiting on that side, but as far as members, two from the village core, I'd like to see more diversity. But I would discourage Rebecca from putting in for the at-large position.
So you're gonna open the at-large position back up.
No, nobody's put in for it
Nobody's put
yet.
in for it.
Chris did, right?
No, Chris put in for the.
Chris put in for the appointee.
Right, as the at-large, right?
No.
No, he put in from the village core.
Right, Chris and I were both for the village core. I guess I thought that the letter you were reading was for the at-large.
It doesn't, no, it's not actually, it says filling in the core position. So to me, that's short for village core.
So then nobody applied for the at-large
Correct.
then?
Correct, that's why. I
Okay,
wasn't-
I thought that you
Right.
guys had said that Chris had applied for
I
the-
thought that's what they were gonna do, which is why I think you're thinking that, but no, he applied for the
I gotcha.
core position. So we're encouraging then people to send me an email, before February 5th, because you have a meeting on February 6th.
Yep.
We'd like to appoint this 5th spot.
Definitely want to get it rolling sooner the better,
Mhm.
especially with the vote coming up. I'm gonna go ahead, this is a tough decision. You've done a lot of good work on the core, and you do have the corporate knowledge. That's why I asked you for on another board still, you're gonna stay on the library trustees. So you can still bring that corporate knowledge and funnel that through Amy, to this steering committee. I'd love to give Chris a chance, especially with his construction background, because of all the questions that came up during our previous meetings about if that vote does go affirmative, and we gotta look at that building and leveling the forest and that kind of stuff. He'd be a really good guy to go in and look at the place and give us an honest opinion of what it's gonna take.
I'm fine with
Yep.
that. I'm fine with you guys nominating Chris. I think he'll be great on the board. I guess I'm sure that this board will have meetings, but I think that that board should bring in like engineers, and I know that Chris is good at what he does, but I don't think that that should be his position on that board, is to like produce cost estimations.
No,
Okay.
he'll know the people to talk to though to get that done.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but we do encourage, we still got the at-large open, And like Wendy said, we got all these other positions open around town too, that will still have an overall influence into the library, which I know you're a big part of, so. So I guess we need to make a motion to appoint Chris Shepherd to the library steering committee.
Make a motion.
Second.
All those say aye? All right, awesome.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you, no problem. Thanks for coming. All right, moving on to certificate of highway mileage year ending 2/10/25, February 10th, 2025. So we have to take in, I think it's the inventory of the roads every year, and
Yep.
depending on how much mileage of different class roads we have, we get so much money from the state.
Correct.
Um,
And there are no new roads added,
Yeah.
but do not check on there that no changes were done because I have a picture of it. The state added one little section of road. It's really inconsequential, but they don't want you to put no changes on that form, on the signature form. Some little, I printed a color copy and of course I can't find it right now. Anyway, must be here.
I have a signature copy for that.
I have one here, it didn't end up in the signature folder. Wendy also provided for your reference of what it looked like last year. I don't know. It's some tiny little road. It added
I've got it,
a
I got it here, but I'm not sure this is the one you want me to sign. But if
This is
oh,
a
yeah, this is the color copy.
clean color
Okay.
copy.
What's the name of the road?
That it's on there under description, sorry, what did it say? Park Street, the little Y, there's a little tiny island of grass in the middle, and they added a little section of road, literally,
So what's-
Plus 0.02 miles.
yes. It's very,
Parks
very,
Highgate Spring, probably? I don't know. All over here. Oh, okay.
Okay, so,
so we need a motion just to approve that highway mileage certificate as presented.
Richard, did you want to chime in on this at all? Because this is kind of your alley, right? That's the mission.
This is a
mission.
picture of the road,
No,
sorry.
no problem.
That's on,
All right, so
Highgate Street,
They
right?
took out a little triangle,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's a couple extra bucks for the town. but-
Where is it?
Almost next to Catholic Church.
I don't think anyone would notice, but
Nope.
That little section.
they're cleaning.
Cross Street and,
So it wasn't Park Street, it was Cross Street?
no, not.
You wanna look at it?
Yeah, there is a big difference.
Here we go.
It says Park Street on the official document.
See, it looks like right there by
That looks
the,
like by the church, that would be.
yeah.
This is
Yeah.
down by the Episcopalian
The
Church.
state.
Oh, that's why, okay, so the little church in the
So
front.
it
Yeah,
is
to the
Park
park.
Street and Highgate
Oh.
Falls.
Okay, now that makes sense, and it's not the church.
Park Street is the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Park.
Okay, I know where you're at now.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I need one for a bit. Just a little bit.
Old church.
So with all the class 1, class 2, class 3 state highways, we've got a total of 86.495 miles that the state will give us money for. Class 4 trail, I guess, is 3.86, and legal trails are 4.29, with the only change being that Park Street, at 0.02 miles. We all have to sign this, and I'm assuming we gotta make a motion.
You do,
Okay.
yes, please.
Can I get a motion to approve the certificate of highway mileage for the year ending February 10th, 2025?
I'll make that motion.
Who's got it?
Richard.
Okay. And a second?
Second.
All those say aye?
All right.
All right, thanks. We all gonna sign this one, so I'll pass it down. Okay, we're up to race. Wait till it signs that.
Yeah, that was in there.
Good to go? Okay, and next on the agenda, we got a certificate of approved location of a salvage yard for raised salvage on Route 22 or Route 78 over by MBU. The application for Ron and Lynn Vincent for a period of 1 year to operate their salvage yard. I thought there
We
was a different
previously
owner.
approved this.
They did not sell it.
They didn't sell it.
They
Okay.
own it. Mr. Boyd runs it.
Got it, okay. I thought there was a sale involved there, okay. So can I get a motion to approve the salvage yard certificate?
To sign the previously approved location, I will make that one.
Okay,
A second.
all those say aye?
Is this a yearly renewal?
Yeah, it says for 1 year.
It is, it's required by state statute to do it annually.
You can do it, I think you could approve it for up to 3 years, but the DRB and zoning have kept it yearly, it keeps everybody accountable.
Yeah.
Keeps it nice and tidy over there.
All right, next we got the SASA, I think it's the St. Albans Skating Association, ice rental contract for this year. 2024 through 2025, looks like to rent them per hour at a rate of $185 an hour. And this is going to be for the term blank. Agreement made
The
entered in.
24-25 ice season?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the term.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
That's the day we sign it right here at the top. I'll fill that
Correct.
in. Okay,
Which you can fill in.
all right.
I make a motion to approve the firm to sign it as select board chair.
I'll second it.
All those who say aye?
Aye.
Thank you.
Shouldn't there be a starting date and a ending date?
Well, that's what I was wondering.
There,
Yeah.
it goes by ice time contract, 2024, when the ice goes in and when it goes out.
Yeah.
There really isn't always a date because of,
It sounds like a 2-year policy.
It does,
2025.
but they don't do ice year round though, right?
No.
It's a season.
because it
yeah.
starts in the fall and it goes to the spring.
What I'm saying, it's going to be since October 15th, or September 15th to March 15th or something.
That's kind of,
Well,
It's because it's based on
the ice is in
tournaments and,
September, the high school does not start till after Thanksgiving.
Right.
So, and that date's different every year.
But this is SASA, which means St. Albans Skating Association.
Yep, so they would have started
Earlier.
in the fall.
But why is the contract being done now when they started a couple months ago?
Because we've been hounding them for it. And we still don't have Milton High Schools, just so you know, but
but are
that's the last one left.
are we billing and are they paying?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
That was a good question, because that was one of the reasons I was asking the question about the date myself. On there, it was a different date. That's the date of signature, so.
I think Jess basically was, they were asking for extra ice time, and she said, no, not until we get your signed contract ready to
they
run.
claim they lost the first one, the first contract that they wrote up, that's what they claimed.
Shouldn't somebody be asking Milton for that contract?
She is.
Jess did.
Jess.
Yes.
Yes. Yep, and we've been billing them, and they have been paying, but we do not have a signed contract from the Milton School.
There was
And the last
controversy over the time that they wanted practice, that's what the problem is.
Yep, we got a lot of teams that use that sheet of ice, so everybody needs to just play nice in the sandbox.
Play ice.
What's that, Clarence?
We need to play ice.
What is a first class license in Vermont?
Well, did you make a motion on that yet?
Okay.
You already did, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
we did for
okay,
that one, yeah.
Sorry.
Liquor control board.
Liquor
Yeah,
control board.
I was looking up because I forgot.
First class, I think, is beer and wine.
Yeah, I said beer and wine.
But they already put in for a third class that you approved a few meetings ago.
Right.
Okay.
So this is for the first class.
What's third?
You'll make a motion for that.
Yeah,
Yes. Did we get past that already?
yeah, we did. Yeah, the ice contract is good. Can I get a motion to come out of a regular session, go into the liquor control board?
Second.
All those say aye?
Aye.
All right, we're into Liquor Control Board, and we're looking at an application from Highgate Manor LLC, 464 Highgate Road, Highgate Center, for a Class 1 license, which includes wine and beer. And this is for Mr. James Schmidt.
Yeah.
Got a question.
Oh, yeah.
Here, when we go into executive session, how come the camera's still going?
Oh, it's not executive.
The same executive.
It's just a liquor control.
Liquor control
Right.
Oh, okay, well, we made the motion to go into that, so,
into
The liquor control board is.
liquor
Yeah,
okay.
control.
Because you're right, we should not be if it was executive
Correct,
session.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Good catch, but we're in liquor control,
okay,
so we're okay.
okay.
We're good.
I'll make the
You
motion
scared me
to
for a
accept the license request for Highgate Manor LLC.
Second.
All those who say aye?
Aye.
Thank
You don't have to sign anything on that one. I'll just go into the portal and mark it approved.
you. Signature block for select board to sign.
Where?
Never mind, it's for a different contract.
Like where?
Yep, you're right, never mind, that's for the next one, the
That's
pages are mixed up,
sign
we're
a
good.
whole bunch of them.
I'll
Keep it
make a
straight.
motion to exit the liquor control board meeting
And back into regular.
and back into regular.
Okay,
Can I get a second?
second.
Awesome. All those say aye?
Aye.
Thanks. All right, we're up to Town Treasurer Shelley, who is not with us today. She's on vacation, good for her, recharging her batteries. We do have a check warrant in here. Did everybody get a chance to read it?
Yes.
Any questions? All right. Can I get a motion to sign it and certify?
Make a motion.
Second.
All those who say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And while we're signing this, can we move on to Wendy, Town Clerk.
Okay. You have minutes from January 2nd, and then you had a special site visit and a meeting on January 4th.
Make the motion to accept the minutes from January 2nd.
Second.
All those who say aye. Thank you.
They also make the motion to second minutes for January 4th.
Second.
All those who say aye.
Aye.
That was the road, wasn't
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the one you were here
The
for.
cold day.
Yeah, let's do those in June instead of January.
Yeah.
I don't think there's copies of those in your file.
I didn't see those.
There's that. Okay. Let's see. Just a couple of town events coming up. There is a winter carnival that is being hosted by Highgate Library and Community Center on Saturday, February 8th from 10 a.m. to noon. It says they're going to have the cyber sled dogs, a bonfire with s'mores, story time, crafts, and hot dogs. So at Highgate Library and Community Center on Saturday, February 8th, and to contact the library with any questions. And Rec is hosting a March Meltdown tournament, a 3-on-3 hockey tournament. You can visit highgaterec.org to register for that tournament. That'll be right before the ice comes out, March 8th and 9th. Dog licensing, we're doing our thing. We've got about 60 so far, which is a really good number 2 weeks in. Our clinic will be March 29th at the arena, once the ice is out. Let's see, we already did the petitioned articles that were due today. That was the ATV article and the B&A. Town report. So we'll finalize that morning, this evening, and get y'all to sign it after we fix the wording on that one article that you want fixed. I will be driving the town report draft to the printers tomorrow. That was our schedule we had set up, so I'll have a draft next week. Normally Shelley and I would sit down and go through it, so I'm probably gonna have Carrie as an extra set of eyes, and Carolyn, if she's here. So we should have books by the end of January. They will be here, DeSorcy's, the library, we put some at the arena, McEwen's, Martin's General Store. We will have a PDF on the website, and we'll save a minimum of a case for the info session. Anybody wants one mailed, I'm happy to do that. But we try to get them, I think we ordered 500. We usually have enough, but we always have the PDF if we need to print more, so.
And I usually take about 50 or 60.
Sue does hand them out on her rounds, yep, so probably by the end of the month, Sue, I should be able to give you a pile of those.
I have some that last on me, I be able to get that down before.
Yep,
So,
You skipped the land trust because there was nothing.
no, we're going around, we're getting there, relax. Land trust. We did get an email from them on January 2nd or 3rd. They're looking for a letter of support from the select board that is a requirement for a very, it's a preliminary project, but it's for the Edge One-Year Farm on Gore Road. So they are looking for a letter of support from the select board. Our town and regional plans all indicate support for the continued use of this property for agriculture. So the project is in compliance with local and regional planning and zoning requirements. We did just have another farm, the Russo farm.
The Swinger Farm is between two conserved farms already.
Yep. So they're looking for a letter of support, and if you wanted Carrie or whoever to prepare one of those to have signed at the next meeting, just putting it out there.
Pretty please.
We can do it.
I know you have nothing going on.
Nothing.
Okay.
Hey, this whole meeting will help relieve some of that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Appointed board positions. So I gotta get a list out there. We have many boards that have appointed members. We have the Planning Commission, the Development Review Board, a lot of appointed officials like our ACO, our delinquent tax collector. Who else do we have? There's a whole list. I'm gonna get that list going to ask for letters of interest prior to town meeting. I wanted to clarify with you what is happening with the village core. Is that done?
It's not going to be reappointed after March.
Okay.
They've done such a good job, they put themselves out of business. Put it that way.
That's what we strive for. Get her done.
So that will not be on the list. Okay.
Yeah. So that should help alleviate a
We're
little
gonna be
bit.
sold as scrap metal, are we?
No, recycled. We're recycling, that's what we're doing.
Going out the pasture. Oh, finally.
Clarence, how long have you been on it?
So I'll put that list together, and I will probably ask for letters of interest due the week before town meeting so that we can do all those appointments that first meeting after town meeting day. I think town meeting day itself, we've already talked about the warning, we've talked about the books. We will have ballots in early February. People can come in and vote in the office. I can mail you one. As far as returning them, I need them back by 7 p.m. the day of voting so that they can be counted. We will be at the arena in the lobby on Tuesday, March 4th from 7 to 7. I cannot stress enough, we do not have a floor meeting. I do not want people to show up at the school at 10 o'clock and be angry that they didn't know, and I'm thinking that could happen.
It's gonna happen.
I know. So, I don't know if we should put signs up over there, you know, wherever next door. But I'll get as much info out there as I can. People that aren't really engaged or just plain forgot that we passed that from the floor last year. So,
There was a lot of confusion at the end of last year as to what was going on.
sure was.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm down if people show up.
So, I mean, we still had people getting used to the fact that we had moved the floor meeting to 9 o'clock. Remember, it used to be at 10, and we moved it
Yeah.
earlier, and then people were showing up at 10, and it was half done. So, change is hard. But I think that is it from the minutes. Land trust.
Push that hard.
Yeah,
Would it be better to award the town meeting ballot day?
yeah, I'm up for suggestions. Yeah, it's not really a town meeting, is it? Town
Well, it's
voting,
still town
voting.
meeting day.
Town meeting day, ballot day.
Ballot day.
Australian ballot voting.
I think all other towns still call it town meeting day, even though they're voting on ballots.
Ballots,
Well, it's just to kind of clarify that we've just
Right.
moved out of that to spin some other wheels.
I think it's gonna take a couple of years.
I think we
Bring
need
it
to
out.
push this informational meeting,
Yes,
push that big and inform people at that informational meeting. You know, it's not a voting meeting, it's informational and,
yeah. Ask your questions there.
yeah.
Get your answers.
I mean, I work here and it's confusing because we've always been a 4-vote town. But then we had 2 years of COVID where we were fully on the ballot. Then we went back to a floor meeting and people were confused. How come I can't vote on everything? I used to vote on everything. Well, for 2 years you did, you know, because everything was on the ballot. And now we're going back to all on the ballot. So I get it. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster.
We'll get through it,
Yes.
we'll get through it.
Yep, so the info meeting is Thursday the 27th at 6 o'clock. And I asked Northwest Access to be there, and they said they put us on their calendar. We'll have a Zoom link for people that want to Zoom in. So hopefully we'll have a good amount of people participating. I think we will, given some of the topics we're voting on.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some good juicy topics this year.
We sure do.
Yep. Yeah, we do. That's good. Keeps everybody involved.
Yep.
Brings them in for the other stuff that they might not have been paying attention to, so.
Yep,
Anything else, Glenn?
I'm good.
All right, Carrie, interim town administrator extraordinaire.
Yes, well, I mean, I have a very short report here. So I have been working the airport project, the water and sewer line extension from Swanton to the airport is going well. They just stopped, thought they were stopping right after the first of the year, but they stopped last week. We're having a meeting here next week to talk about their winter shutdown. And so now I'm working pretty actively on trying to get reimbursed. The town has spent considerable amount of money in the last few months as they've been in full-blown construction. So that's been my focus. And before Shelley left, we worked on quite a bit of it. So
Okay.
that's where we're at.
All right.
And I don't have anything else right now.
Yeah, okay. All right, sounds good. Airport, probably won't really affect anybody in here, but, there was some controversy about whether people can land there at night, even though it's a brand new runway and it's got lights and everything. There was some confusion at the state level, I guess, that's been worked out, so the airport, you might have only seen day traffic going in there, day flight traffic, now you're gonna see night traffic. They open it back up for night ops again.
Is there a time period when, I think it's 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, anybody can fly in at any time, yeah. So, and it's basically back to 24/7 open runway again.
Is
So,
there someone on duty all the time?
no,
No?
no.
Huh.
It's a non-towered airport right now until we get, which we probably never will in our lifetime, see enough traffic to get a tower there. But, it's not tower, so no, it doesn't have to be staffed for somebody to take off from there. But anyways, you see airplanes at 2 or 3 in the morning there, it's not out of the ordinary now. Other business. Please make a motion, I'll just read it, to appoint Vern as the ethics liaison to the state as required. All our town emails have been blown up for the last 15 days, almost one a day. Somebody here needs to take the ethics course and appoint themselves or volunteer themselves. Finally, I just did the training, she and I did it yesterday. Did you guys do the ethics training? You got till September 1st to get it done. It's a quick 15-minute online course. Anyways, just to get the lady off of Highgate's back, I volunteered myself today.
Well, I make the motion to appoint you.
And I need officially appointed. Unless anybody's got any discussion or issues.
No second.
Okay, all those say aye? All right.
I
I'm not
took
sure
it
if
too, it wasn't too painful.
Yeah, it wasn't
And then you're good for 3 years, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. I got some stuff for executive.
On the other business,
Oh, yep.
I'd just like the town, select board and everybody that's involved to make sure that we keep our eye on the prize. We have grants out there for the Macy property, Village Court property. If there are grants that are gonna run out, let's get this done. Put the library on the back seat. We don't need that done now. What we need is to make sure that the water gets done, the elderly housing gets completed. There should be a process in order. These are the things that have to be in order to get them done. Because we don't want to lose that money that's been allocated.
We're very aware of that. We're triaging as we go. Each of the projects, we're trying to keep them all alive. Some are more time critical than the other. Right now, the phosphor thoughts time's critical because Cheryl has agreed to let us take it to a town vote. And if it doesn't go the way, if it's not affirmative for the town, she's gonna sell it. So that's why that's kind of a hot button right now. But yes, everything else like the wastewater and bring the water to the core, that kind of thing, that is all up there too, because we gotta build it from the basement out, not from the top down. But we still gotta keep the big picture. So yes, we're still putting the building blocks in front of the big picture. I know what you're saying. And the grants especially, yes, they are time critical and we're aware of that. And we're working to keep those going.
Thank you.
Yep, we have not dropped the ball, if that's what you're asking.
It's a good one, it's a wish.
Yep. But no, thank you for bringing that up and keep us straight, so,
How you doing?
awesome, thank you. Anything else?
No, pretty good.
I like your hat. Yeah, gotta be warm, especially Monday, I think -6.
Hey, John. How are ya?
Good stuff. All right, anybody else, anything for the board for regular session? All right, can I get a motion to come out of regular session and go to executive with Carrie? Wendy, do you need to be here?
I just need what you want on that warning so I can fix it and get it signed. So I'll stay for a couple minutes.
Okay.
I'll make the motion.
Second. All those say aye?
Aye.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good night.